Hello and welcome to Fifth and Grace. Happy February, everyone. Oh my goodness. Oh, we made it. We made it. Now, normally I find January, it does last 84 years. But this year I didn't feel that way until the last week. And I was just like, oh, this is dragging a little bit now. And I think because we've had so many snowstorms and I haven't been out very much. I don't think I've actually left my house. I think I left my house once in the last week. Yeah. Because we're just snowed in. There's nowhere to go. Everything gets canceled we've had a couple of massive storms this week. So, I think that's why January just dragged. Because I was like, ugh. I was bored with the books I was reading. I wasn't getting out. I was bored with everything, really. And I just kind of felt like all I was doing was cleaning my kitchen and folding laundry, and that's it. When I wasn't with clients, doing tarot readings for my clients, because I do private readings for people, by the way, and you can book that through my website, which is in the description. All my links are there. So when I'm not doing readings for my clients, I just felt like all I was doing was folding laundry and washing dishes and just being bored with everything. So anyway, it's now February. Yay! All new energy. Oh, and it is the month of love. Love, 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 love. I have so many 3-card readings coming up for this month, tapping into all different kinds of love. We've got love, like the challenges of love. We've got self-care. We've got opening your heart reading. I've got my little list here in front of me so I can see it. We've got embracing community and connection, balancing your emotions, healing old wounds. Of course, all the romantic stuff too. Yes, we're going to do some big stuff. And I meant to go live in January and I just didn't make it. But we're going to do it for sure this month. I actually want to do more live readings just to connect with people more. But the last time I went live, no one showed up. And I sat there by myself. And after about 20 minutes, I was like, okay, I'm done. This is embarrassing. Feeling a little humiliated right now. So I don't know. I'll advertise a couple days before I'm going to go live, and hopefully people show up and we get a good conversation going and lots of card pulls. And I'm going to do a shop with me kind of thing. So you'll get to see all the other stuff that I have. I have products. I have lots of offers, coaching offers, tarot offers, things like that. So yeah. And of course, because it's a new month, we're working with a new deck. It's not new to me deck. It's just a new to the channel deck. And you will recognize it the second I start pulling cards. Oh, there we go. I think the cards are done. Yeah, they are. They don't want to be shuffled anymore. We'll do one more quick little shuffle. There we go. And then we will do our, oh, there. Okay. Now, let's see. I'm just going to make them neat and tidy. Excuse me. Judgment. This is the energies for February, by the way. I should have said that at the start, but I'm sure you read that in the in the description and the thumbnail and everything else. Energies for February. This is just a big bird's eye, peregrine falcon view of February in general for all of us. Kind of what's coming. So our judgment card has no timing attached to it. So it's whenever we pull a card that doesn't have timing, it's now or before you're ready. So it's just like, just get on with it. So there is an awakening happening, and I think we're starting to see the shift. We're starting to see things sort of, we're over the tipping point. How's that? And people are really starting to wake up and become aware of what's going on one way or the other. And this is a good thing. This is a good thing. I think so many of us have spent a lot of our lives just not really focusing too much on our governments and the people in charge of things and how things work and, how things unfold when decisions are being made for us. And I think a lot of people we've reached the tipping point, and I think the last 5 years, can you believe it has been 5 years since the first lockdown? I think the last 5 years has really made a lot of people politically engaged, um, socially engaged as well, like looking at how our society functions, not just politically, but just as a society. And so this is a good thing that, you know, people are being awakened, people are being called to learn and educate and serve. Hmm. Interesting. Thank you, Spirit. I was like, people are being called to, I don't know. And the Spirit jumped in for me. So thank you, Spirit, for that. And people are starting to see things with new eyes. They're starting, you know, the veil is dropping. And it's not hard to see it. You just have to, you know, peel back a layer or two and you start to see it all. So this is people are waking up to a changing situation, something that is, and it appears to be changing, but it's not changing. It has always been this way, or at least has been for a significant period of time. But what you believe is change is actually you just becoming aware of it. Interesting. That was an interesting card to come out. But it is basically the Great Awakening. And I understand that is going to sound like a dog whistle to certain people. And I'm sorry I'm sniffing. I'm a little bit sick, I swear. Remember how I've said that my sinuses were just never the same after I was sick from November into December? And now I'm sick again. Like, not too bad. Like, I'm still functioning. I'm like, but my throat is a little bit weird. And I think it's just my sinuses are just irritating my throat now. So I'll apologize now for any time I sniff and cough on this call or on this video. Really, the message is that the awakening is upon us, and you are now ready to start hearing it. You are now ready to start expanding how you see things, how you view things, how you learn about things. There's a lot here. There's a lot, and I don't want to say the things that are could be divisive. I don't want to say that. So I'm not going to say them. You can fill in the blanks yourself. You know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. But it's definitely just embrace it. Embrace this new journey, and you know what I mean? And if you're not sure, find somebody who's talking about it and ask them. If you can have lunch with them or coffee with them or a phone call, and, you know, see if they can help you understand this new information you're receiving, because there's a lot of people who've been into this for a long time, so we're kind of all caught up. And anybody who's just suddenly realized, I don't think things are what they seem, that's going to be really, really overwhelming. So we can give it to you in baby steps and little baby spoonfuls, okay? So there we go. The wheel. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for coughing. Ugh. But I didn't want today to go by without a reading. So this is a situation is evolving, and there's a lot of, in the world right now, there's a lot of fast moving parts all kind of happening at once. I know in America, it's like every day I wake up to a whole new thing. And in Canada, every day I wake up to a whole new thing. And, you know, this is a great reminder for everybody that things are moving fast. Things are changing quickly. There's a lot going on. And if you need to take a break from it all for your own mental health, do that. I do from time to time. I know that what I've been doing lately would be called doom scrolling, but I keep referring to it as hope scrolling. I keep looking for something to be hopeful about, but I'm not finding it. So I'm actually going to take a break from that kind of thing. I'm still going to be here on YouTube. I'm still going to do my thing. I'm just not going to spend as much time paying attention to and listening to people who are talking about it, because I just need a little break from it. It's not that I dislike it. I can just feel myself starting to um, maybe feel a little bit more fear than I should be or would like to be. I don't like to feel that. And when we feel fear, it really messes with our kidneys and it starts to show on the face. I can look at somebody. I'm not like professionally a face mapper, but I dabble and I find it quite interesting. So I've learned a little bit about it, and yeah, I can look at people and I can tell what internal afflictions they are dealing with. So this is if you need to take a break from all of it, do that. And just put it to the side for a couple days, take the weekend off, put your phone down somewhere, and somewhere where you'll find it again. But a lot is happening right now. A lot of things are evolving very quickly. And while things are evolving, other things are coming in. Like just this week, we've got this in America, the whole presidential thing and all the stuff that's happening there with all these new laws and bills and executive orders and stuff that are happening. But then we've got, plane crashes and this and that, and but there's a lot happening. So it just let it unfold. If you try to steer it, if you try to influence it in any way other than just sending good energy and high vibrations and prayers and everything else to the situation or the people or whatever it is, if you try to control it, you're just going to drive yourself crazy. It's not going to work. And you just have to let it unfold. Sometimes we are only here to be witnesses to what's happening. Sometimes we're not meant to actually do anything about it. We're just meant to bear witness. And I think that's a good place to be right now. Now, of course, this is just February. This isn't the rest of your life, but it may be just, it's time to just kind of sit back and let things unfold a little bit and be, see, it's whatever's going to happen is going to happen. There's no, there are things that are destined. And that's why we came here, was to experience what was destined for right now. But we also don't have to drive ourselves crazy about it. So the advice here on this card is to look for opportunities to find joy and to heal yourself and tend to yourself. But also, if you can see somewhere where you could actually do something positive or bring positivity to a situation, or a way that you could perhaps heal yourself or be with people who aren't all wrapped up in it, so you could just have like a conversation that has nothing to do with whatever you're concerned about right now, that's a good one. That's a good thing to do, and just be in a different energy and shake things up a little bit for yourself. But don't be so committed that you're actually kind of missing opportunities to actually have goodness and joy and love come into your life while we're all dealing with all the things that are going on. And it's around the world. Like I look at the UK, the US, Canada, places like that. It's like, it is, I'm not going to say the words, but it's effery and shenanigans all over the place. So yeah, there's a lot going on. When you do need to act, do it. Don't hesitate. If the sign comes that it's time for you to do something, do that. Don't, but if things are just moving so quickly that there's just so much going on. I can't even put it into words. And I can tell you that like my guides are like, brr, 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 and like just pouring out all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I can't even put it into words. So I just hope you understand what that means and recognize how much is happening so fast right now. And it's a cycle of our existence. It's a cycle of our life. It's a cycle of our journey and history and time and all the things that every single soul has been sent to earth to do. It's a cycle. So, you know what they say, like strong men make good times and good times make weak men and weak men make bad times. So that's where we're at. That's where we're at. So, and you can see that however you want. I'm not debating it with anybody, okay? If you start to get snark in the comments, I'm just going to delete them. Okay, we have the devil in reverse. Is that not interesting? fascinating that we've got some major arcana cards, which tells us this is big. Like, this is big stuff. This is not just day-to-day things. There's a lot of big energy right now. A lot of big events and big energy happening right now. So, excuse me. So our devil in reverse is, it's about repeating negative patterns. It's about, oh, there's so much here. My goodness, there's so much. There's the negative side of the devil, but then there's the positive side of the devil. It's hard to explain, but it's about like getting over the negative pattern. So if you feel yourself repeating patterns, this is your sign to like snap out of it. At least acknowledge it. At least say, yep, I'm repeating a pattern and I'm going to keep doing that. If that's you, then great. Knock yourself out. I will cheer you on. If you are repeating a pattern and you acknowledge it and then you're like, and I don't love it, then own that as well. And then decide what you're going to do about it. I'm actually going to do a video. I think I'm going to put it out on Monday talking about some stuff of repeating patterns. It's to do with soul contracts. So you'll recognize some stuff in there for sure. So come back on Monday for that video as well. And actually, just if you subscribe and then click the subscribe button and then click it again, you'll get the little notification bell, and then you'll actually be notified when I post new videos, and then you don't have to keep checking. But the devil is about freedom and revelations. Things are coming to the surface. All that hidden nasty stuff is starting to come to the surface. It is about reclaiming power. And oh, the words that are coming in are like autonomy and sovereignty. Sovereignty is coming in. No matter where you live and what is happening where you live, you can decide what is going to happen. You can decide if it's going to be a great experience. You can decide if it's going to be an awful experience. That is entirely up to you. You have the freedom and you can reclaim your power. Because when you're sitting there crying and whining about the government and all the things that are happening and the price of things, you're giving all your power away to entities that don't even know who you are. and all that energy is out there. Imagine if the time that is being spent worrying and fretting and arguing and fighting about these things you put into something that would actually bring joy to your life. That would be pretty life-changing, right? So I think we all know things are crazy right now, and for some of us things are going to get a lot better, and for some of us things are going to get a lot worse. But we can decide who we are going to be within that experience, and we don't have to be addicted to the story. We don't have to be addicted to the loop that we're on of fear and anger and angst and whatever else might be going on. But it's literally about overcoming things. It's about independence, freedom, revelation, reclaiming your power, like unshackling yourself. And many of us just need to unshackle ourselves from ourselves. So let's just lay that one out. Okay, so there we go. We'll pull another one here. Strength in reverse. Ooh, isn't this fascinating? This is big. There's a lot of big energy this month. It'll be really interesting to see what happens this month and then kind of reflect on it at the end of the month and then sort of return to this and say, who did I need to be through this? But there's a lot of feelings of insecurity and self-doubt and weakness and feeling inadequate. I can see that the things that people are experiencing right now around the world, I could imagine would be making people feel kind of inadequate. If you can't afford to feed your family, if you can't work enough hours in your life to feed your family and keep the roof over their head, you might be feeling a little inadequate right now. And that's not your fault. Let me tell you, that was by design, and that is not your fault. And if that is you, kudos to you for keeping your head up and just keep putting one foot in front of the other. So there's a lot of stuff going on. Don't let this tank your self-esteem and your self-worth. This is, to get out of this, you just need some willpower. You need mental strength. You need willpower, that inner power. Tap into that to overcome how you're feeling about things. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm just going to have a little drink of water. It's been a couple days since I talked this much. And we have the lovers. The lovers. This is about partnerships. Shared values. Shared values. Sorry, I'm just listening to my guides. The things that we need to, and it doesn't matter what kind of relationship we're talking about here, whether it be romantic, your family, friendships, business relationships, anything like that, we all know what we need to do. It's about commitment. It's about loyalty. It's about love. Excuse me. But within all of that, there is a duality. We all have, the duality of life every single minute of the day. So when we're thinking in terms of, let's just say, our relationships right now, because I'm going to talk about something else with this card too that's coming in as well, is it's time to strengthen those relationships. It's time to dig deep, willpower, and it's time to step up in your relationships. Because ultimately, no matter what happens over the next little while around the world and all of our governments and our life and everything that's going on, society and culture and whatnot, we need to nurture those relationships. We need to commit to those relationships and nurture them. Because at the end of the day, that's what we have. When we die, we don't take our stuff with us, unless you're a Viking. Okay. So whoever's saying, oh, I'm a Viking, I'm going to take all my stuff. Yeah, no, let's just imagine we're not Vikings for a moment. And if you are, fantastic. I've done Viking weddings, which is kind of cool. We don't take anything with us. And when we have a funeral or a burial or whatever it is, whatever you want to call it, I always find it really interesting that people, when I say, okay, the funeral, and people are like, it's not a funeral, it's a celebration of life. And I'm like, okay, well, my script is the same regardless. So whether you can call it whatever you want, it's a funeral. But what's most important at a funeral are the people who show up. That's your relationships. That's the relationships your loved ones have. That's all that's left. And in the end is our relationships, whether they, like I said, whether they're our friendships, whether they are our family, romantic relationships, business relationships, our neighbors, whatever it is, that's all we really kind of have left. That's the last thing when someone dies, is all of the relationships show up. So nurture those, cultivate those. Excuse me. And our Page of Swords for our final card here, in reverse. Interesting. I think this is interesting. Sorry, my guides are talking. They're basically saying there's imposter energy, and that an imposter is going to be exposed this month. That's very interesting. I've never in a reading had that come out. Because the thing is that when I read, I'm not just going by the meanings of the cards plus all the other meanings I've attached to the cards. Like, I've got my book here full of notes on every card, because as I've evolved as a reader over the years, I add to that, and because sometimes things come out and I'm like, oh, that makes perfect sense for this card. But then my guides are telling me all kinds of things, and because before I sit down to read, I call in my guides and my ancestors and my angels, and to be like, help me deliver beautiful information and accurate information. I've never had my guides tell me that an imposter is going to be revealed. I wonder who it will be. Interesting. But it is going to be quite disappointing. Well, some people might be really happy about it because they'll be like, aha, I told you. But I think for a lot of people, it's going to be disappointing. Yeah. And if you're going to be in the comments trashing anybody, like just saying, yeah, it's going to be this person because X, Y, Z, I'm just going to delete your comments. If you have a guess at who you think it might be, by all means. But if you're going to spew negativity and hate, you're just going to be deleted. But it's going to be quite disappointing for a lot of people. And I don't know who it is. I'm not getting that. Because again, I asked them in my mind, I was like, all right, just tell me who it is. And they're like, nope, 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 nope. You just have to find out. Because we are blocked as psychics and mystics and people with clairs and things. There are times when we are blocked from receiving information. They're just like, no, you don't get to know this. And for a variety of reasons. Because they don't want us influencing things. It's kind of like if when you think about time travel, if you go back in time and you interfere with something, then you change today, you change now, and then the future as well. So we can't be. There's sometimes things that we're not allowed to have, and yeah, they're like, no, you don't get to know. You just have to let it unfold. The evolving situation. This is what it's all about. Excuse me, is that somebody's going to be exposed as an imposter, a trickster, an imposter, that they've claimed to be something that they're not. I don't think it's like that their motives are going to be exposed, as that they're just going to be exposed for lying, I guess. Something's going to happen, or just not being authentic. I don't know. Anyway, but it is going to be quite disappointing for a lot of people. And our final card, the Star. The Star. My favorite card, really. It really is. I love this card so much. There's so much goodness in here. So this is sort of the shadow energy. And the Star is about long-term change. So whatever's going on here, it will affect the world, I'm going to say, the world, society, culture, it's a long-term change. It's, I would always take this as a positive card. So now I'm kind of like, sort of what's coming in is perhaps it won't be as bad as we think. That if we just kind of stay strong, go with the flow, it'll be so much easier. So much easier. Just relax. We just relax. Stop doom scrolling. And just, it's going to play out whether we lose sleep over it or not. So there we go. But whatever it is that's happening, it's going to be part of our life for a long time. But it does, there is a positive energy to this. Like, this is a very positive card. If somebody this came out, I'd be like, yeah. But again, the reminder is always here that, we want to be the star of our own show. You want to be going through life with main character energy. Okay? Don't worry about anybody else. Don't worry about what other people think or what they're doing. And even though, I mean, if you don't like it, like, there's a lot of people who get too worked up about what other people are doing. And it's none of their business. Right? So focus on yourself. Focus on your own self-development this month. Focus on your own spirituality this month. Focus on your willpower, your strength, your surrender, your sovereignty. All of it. Work on that this month. That's our conversation for this month, is the sovereignty. That was a really interesting one. Thank you, Spirit, for helping us out today. And thank you for watching and hanging on. If you like this kind of thing, don't forget to click subscribe, leave a comment, and let me know what you think might be going on and who you think might be the subject of this card here. And or just leave me a comment and let me know you came by. I would love that. All of my links are in the description, including the link to this deck, which is the Light Seer Tarot. I know you would recognize it as soon as you saw it. Don't normally have to explain this deck to anybody, but I have popped the link into the description so you can grab it. The link to my Patreon is there, my tip jar, my Facebook. There's a freebie in there for you as well, a beautiful freebie printable. It's an ebook, so you can grab that as well, totally free for you. And, like, while we're talking about free, just subscribe. It's free, right? And it helps me grow the channel. Every little bit helps here. Every dollar that goes into my tip jar, I put into things for the table so that we can have bigger and bigger and better readings for all of you. And keep an eye out for me going live. Thank you so much for joining me today. Have a much